Limitless Energy 8, Sitting. If you work an office job, then the simple fact of the matter is that you probably sit far too much. Even if you don't have an office job but you like to spend your evenings relaxing in front of the television, you almost certainly sit too much as well. Sitting is bad for us for all kinds of reasons. The main one though is that it's terrible for our hearts. The longer you spend sitting during the day, the more likely you are to die young, and the main reason for that is that your heart health declines. Think about your dog or your cat. They are typically either very active, chasing things around the house, going for long walks etc., or they are sleeping. Most animals, when left to their own devices, do not just sit statically for long periods of time, and neither should you. Thus, if you are spending a lot of time just sitting down, there's a very good chance that your heart is weakening and your fitness is less than it could be. And you might even be shortening your lifespan. And most of us don't sit with particularly good posture. In fact, there isn't really a good posture for sitting, and however you try to position yourself you're likely to cause some damage. The main problem is that your legs are lifted up at right angles. This is a very scrunched up position to be in and is pretty much the opposite of a stretch. Thus, the muscles on the tops of your legs that help you lift your leg up, a group known as the hip flexors, will become shorter and tighter over time if you sit a lot. Meanwhile, the muscles on the backs of your legs that bring your thighs back down, the hip extensions, will become elongated, stretched and weak, and it doesn't help that you're sitting on your hamstrings and glutes all day either. Likewise, your arms will be forward in a typing position, which will shorten your pecs and weaken your back muscles. You'll be looking downwards towards the computer and your shoulders will likely be hunched. All of this leads to a condition known as kyphosis, where you have a permanent hunch. These problems with your biomechanics can then lead to a number of other issues. Common, for instance, is to get neck pain and headaches. Likewise, you might find that you get pain in the small of your back and that you struggle to bend down to pick things up. And what you might not realize is just how much your energy levels and mood can be impacted by poor flexibility. You can then find yourself struggling to do simple things, aching when you wake up in the mornings and generally struggling to get around and move normally. You can feel joints more freely, if you didn't have nagging pains and if your fitness was improved. All this could be fixed by just sitting a little less. But you probably aren't sitting all day for the fun of it. More likely, you work the job you do because you need the money and because you don't have another option. Here are some tips that can help then. Ensure you have the proper posture at work. Keep your computer monitor head height so you aren't looking down and have your arms at right angles. Bring your keyboard in nearer to you. Look for a supportive chair. Change position occasionally, if you have the option to. Take a laptop to different parts of your working area. If that's not an option, then just make sure that you're getting up and moving around often. Take a 10-minute break every hour or so, and if you need to take a call, try pacing around the office while you take it. You can even consider looking into a standing desk. While it's hard to focus standing, you can at least stand up when answering emails or performing other tasks that don't require a lot of attention. Watch Limitless Energy 9.